Heyo people! Welcome to the Christmas and New Year's events patch. As usual, let's start off with the patch present, except that this time it's more of a patch apology. You'll find 2 more LP scratch tickets in your item mall, issued as an apology for the crashes. Make sure to grab them, see if you get lucky. It will be removed on January 9th. That being said, we are still seeing crashes, but not as bad as what we went through right after the last patch. This patch is supposed to have fixed the issues with the equipment enchantments that vanished during the merge, so check your gear and costumes and make sure it's all good. Otherwise, submit a ticket for them to investigate and fix manually. But we got some new bugs. On Thursday, we had an issue with linking items, as it would only show item IDs. Not very helpful for selling. We also had a bug where equipment could not be slotted on eidolons. Fortunately, those 2 were fixed with a hot patch on Friday morning and should be good now. One player in the Discord reported that one of their eidolon equipment pieces actually changed during this bug, and though I think for many players you may not have even noticed, maybe give your main geared up eidolons a quick glance to see if there's anything odd about their gear that may need a ticket. Anyway, moving along, we now have an auto-translator feature for the chat. It's got some limitations, but it's much better than having to manually type everything into Google, so I massively appreciate it. Clicking the button next to a line will translate it to your UI language. As a bonus, it seems it's not worried about the original language being one of the 4 UI languages, so as long as you can use the letters in-game, it can figure it out and translate it for you. Of course, typos or misspellings can make it misunderstand, so if you're trying to communicate with players that are speaking another language, do your best to write carefully and in full sentences. Also, it appears that anytime you change settings, the translation button will vanish off of older chats, so watch out for that. So, for events that have ended, we have the Thanksgiving event at Cacticaragon. Some players noticed that on the patch notes last time, it said that it was supposed to last 1 more week, and so they didn't exchange their tokens in time. If you find yourself in that position, and have enough of those emblems to get the item you wanted, please submit a ticket, because it sounds like they are willing to hook you up with what you wanted. The Navea Fish King event is also gone, and the Augur wishlist as well as the Nightmare have been closed. The Nightmare NPC will stick around for this patch in case you still have any items to exchange. But new events, and we have quite a few if you're on Christmas break. First up, Aileen is back with her once daily quest experience buff. She's in Port Scandia and Navea as usual. Make sure to grab her buff before doing dailies, main quest, or Dimension Hall, whatever you're up to. Next, Navea Floats Fest is back. That's at 6, 6:30, 7, and 7:30 p.m. server time. I have found the most success getting the buffs from the floats by standing a ways in front of the floats and just waiting for them to pass by. If you're trying to get it on multiple characters, move them all to Navea first. These buffs, if you're not familiar with them, last 24 hours of in-game time and only count when you're online. They have all stats, move speed, and quest experience. It's just a little, but it's nice to have. The parade lasts just over 10 minutes. Might be nice to pick up those buffs now on your cat characters so when the new maps drop, you can get that little experience buff from the quests. Third, we have the Goats Invasion event. I think most players are familiar with the Goats World bosses in the level 60 maps, Vulture's Vale and Blizzardsburg, but just in case, they're one of the best ways for lower level players to farm LP easily. They have a 50% chance to spawn every 4 hours after they are killed, and there's a group of players that tracks their spawn times and tries to space them out so that everyone that's there can get all of them. So, if you go, make sure you listen to the leads. I'll put a link to their spreadsheet in the description so that you can see the next spawn time. Anyway, those goats dislike being the most targeted bosses in the game, so they're fighting back with powered up forms for this patch. With a blood armor shield and a reflect that is not playing, these new forms really hurt if you don't have an immunity eidolon. During my last livestream, someone recommended using PvP armor to help with the reflect too. To be honest, I've never tried that, so let me know if you do and it works. Otherwise, you just need one hit. Take off your weapon and give it a punch perhaps? The content of the box it now drops includes an Eidolon voucher 2, an Oathring voucher, up to 5,000 LP, and a title that includes 50 to all stats. The Eidolons you can get with that voucher are Qingniao, Festival Muramasa, Elizabeth, Seiryu, Aoandon, Sif, or Eris. Festival Muramasa is a great choice for her buff for any element, but also good as a main on-field for Dark, and Aoandon is a quite good flame Eidolon if you don't have a main on-fielder. And while we're talking about things with temporary adjusted drops, if you're after the Olympus Holy Cups in Hero Sky Tower to get your hands on those special anima, for this patch only, the bosses on floors 55, 60, 65, and 70 will drop a pack that can have 1 to 3 cups instead of just 1. I got all 4 packs on Saturday, but only ended up with 5 total cups, so temper your expectations. As for the seasonal events that are started, we have 3. There's one in Demarek, there's one in Port Scandia, and there's the big one in Navea. Goddess made a guide for the events, so I'll link that for you instead of going over it myself. The one thing I will make sure I share here is that there is a secret little title you can get in Port Scandia, so if you haven't figured that out, definitely check out Goddess's video. So that's it for this week, but they have given us the tease. S40 is coming. Now personally, I'm betting on January 2nd, which is when we should get the next content patch. And, you know, I haven't done it before, but I may attempt to do a rush. A real one. 24 hours a day, naps between resets. The whole thing live may be a bit much, but hey, maybe we'll do just some live streams daily until I hit cap. And finally, I just wanted to drop a little special thank you to everyone who participated in the giveaways for the merge. I was so happy to see all the people turning up, and reading your heartfelt messages made me cry, to be honest. It means a lot to me that you guys are here. Thank you, and we'll catch you next time.